Hello YouTubers. Today we're going to work on my bike. I have a few things to accomplish today. First of all, the bike was sitting in a cold shop throughout this last little cold snap here, and I guess it dropped down to like 0 degrees. Well, anyway, as a result, bike won't start. Battery's completely dead. We tried and tried to roll start it, and that didn't work. Next big mod for me will be the Kickstarter kit. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to fix some other things on this. So today, I'm going to hook up the terminals to the battery tender. I guess my husband on the tractor. And I'm going to put on the new Acerbis Handguards. And my third thing will be to install my seat concept seat. So stay tuned. Let's get this done. I don't know if you can see this, but somebody buggered this up good, and it was not me. This. So we got our battery terminal in place, and if you can see this or not, but I've got the little keeper put back on the battery. The new pigtail for the battery tender is in place, and I got some power out here and my battery tender. So we're going to plug this in while we finish working on the bike. Okay, so here we are. We're now plugged into the battery tender, and hopefully we'll get a good charge going. So now for the new seat, we can do that right now because we don't have to have this open anymore. Okay, so we have a new seat concept seat. So the big thing when putting the seat on, which we know we have to do all the time when we're refilling the oil in this, it's got the oil mixer, and so you have to take the seat off to refill it. I don't fill it that often though, so that's a good thing. So the big thing is lining it up and getting it started back here so that the little stoppers end up in their place. And then when you get it in spot, and I struggle with this. I always struggle with this. Usually my husband has to do it for me. We gotta just line it up and then give it a good shove. There we go. Muscled it into place. Okay, so there's our new seat concept seat. It is kind of sexy. I don't know if that it makes it much lower, however. We'll see. So next up, we're going to be putting the handguards on. And I think this is going to be a little bit tricky. Honestly, I think it is. Because the bars are kind of tapered, and because they're kind of tapered, it makes it a little challenging. One part of it is bigger than the other part. So the hardest part of this whole thing is getting these things seated correctly with the on these tapered bars. Seriously, this is a bit of a challenge. Okay, so yeah, trying to get these in the right spot, and I still am not sure I got it in the right spot. We'll get the expert to come and look at this before we're all done. See if he gives it the seal of approval. Okay, so that's going to be there, and this is going to go from here and hook onto there. So that should work. That should work if I can get the rest of it right. Okay, so now I have to take the little end pieces off of the grips. And I don't know how far back I want to go with that, but I think I want to start out small. This sounds like the perfect use for my pocket knife. There we go. Okay, so now the end piece is off. So I'm just going to cut off just the red end. And so far, my pocket knife seems to be the answer to this deal. All right, so now we got those little end pieces off. We may have to shave it down a little bit more. I'm not sure because we certainly don't want it to hook on the throttle side over on the handguard end, the bar ends. We don't want anything to kind of impede movement of the throttle. Yeah. So let's try the next step. The next step is these things. Oh, okay. I think these have to go in place in here. And I think it might actually work. I think I might not have to do a whole lot. We'll see. Let's give this a try. So it fits in this little slotted area here. And then you put the whole thing in like this. Apparently, I need to cut off a little bit of throttle tube, which is this little piece right here. So I'm going to take a hacksaw, and I'm just going to try to cut this one little piece off. And you can tell that there's just a little lip in here. So if I thought maybe I could just kind of grind it down with a pocket knife, but that really didn't work. So I'm going to take a hacksaw, and I'm going to cut this whole little section off. Okay, now I took a hacksaw to this, and I cut that little bit of the end of the throttle tube off. So let's see if the rest of it will fit in there correctly. Perfect. It fit in there just right. And there's no little rubber piece that was necessary on either side. So now I just have to tighten the whole business down, straighten them out, and what do you think? I think she looks good. New seat, new handguards, and she's charging. Sweet deal. To recap my installation of the Acerbis Rally Pro Handguards, everything went pretty well, I think. The first thing is that I installed the brackets here. I don't know if you can see these. I installed mine on my Beta cross trainer where they went, I don't know if you can see this, where they went underneath all of the hoses and stuff, because I think it has less chance of getting, messed up. Okay, and then I tighten these down just a little bit, not completely tight, where I could still move them around. The next step was I cut off a little bit of the grips on each side so that I could see the inside of the handlebar. Then I took the handguards themselves and I attached the handguard to the inner mechanism here before putting it in. That way you know that your nut is still attached. Then you put the whole thing inside. This one on this bike didn't require the little rubber pieces to go on it. So once you get that in there, snug it up where it's just tight, not tightened. And then you screw in the piece right here on the front. Okay, the handguard to the bracket. And tighten it up just enough also. Then you check everything for placement. Okay, make sure that it's all where you want it to be. Then tighten it all down. When you're done tightening it, be sure that everything moves easily and that nothing is hung up. Then go over here and make sure that your throttle moves easily. When I first did it, actually, my throttle did not move so easily, so I had to cut back a little bit more. But now it works good. Okay, now the bike is fully charged. Its new battery tender, is in place. I have zip tied it to the frame here, so now I can easily charge the bike when I need to. New seat is on. Not sure I'm going to keep the seat. We'll see about that. Oh, and the new sticker. I applied the new sticker. All right, thanks for watching.